Hey everybody, welcome to Working Horses with Jim. Today, Skip and I have come down to Jim's log job where he's getting out firewood at our neighbor's to see what's going on. And it looks to me as though he's coming right out the trail right now. He's got Bill and Duke this morning. And we've had a little bit of precipitation yesterday. A mixture of snow and ice, so everything's frosty. This log job is close enough so that Jim could walk over here with the horses. And this is what he's gotten out this morning.
Hi guys. I see my lovely wife's come down for a visit. So I'm down on right at the moment we're on our field. This is our field. It's a 14-acre field that we have, and but off to our left is our neighbors, and this is the log job we started working on right here last couple days. We haven't done a lot here. We're just getting started, but we have here all hardwood. Well, mostly all hardwood. There's a few hemlock, but it's just a bunch of different things. It's a sugar bush that has been tapped right along, and the forester and the landowners decided to cut some of the wood off it, so they actually marked it quite heavily. And their idea is to have it continue to be a sugar bush kind of down the road, but not for quite a few more years because of the fact that we're cutting in here. So there's a ton of things to talk about on this particular job. We won't go to 2 minutes of it here right now because I hope to be able to do a bunch of videos down here. But today we have Duke and Bill for this morning. This afternoon we'll probably swap around and put Earl and Bill in. And but we'll unhitch this and go get a tree. It's kind of steep in spots. It's pretty darn rocky in other spots. And some ways it goes good, in some ways it does not. Down here, this is turning into a muddy mess really fast. This is a very wet field, and I know that we're just going to be able to do this for a little while, and we're going to have to stop on this part. I've got another idea of what to do, but this is going to turn into a muddy mess really fast. If I come down here with a skid steer, I'd be stuck all the time, I'm sure. I would have to have the excavator to pile and take care of the logs, which is okay, but I don't really want to fight with the mud if I don't have to. This is November 10th, and really we have quite a few more weeks before we really go into that deep freeze where the ground really freezes solid and stays frozen. So until then, I've got a different plan, but we won't worry about that today. So let's go do a little logging. It's kind of chilly. I took my coat off, so I don't want to stay in this field too much. We always have a breeze in this field, and it's cold without my coat. So let's get up in the woods where we're a little more protected. Careful step high. Oh, you can see right here the mud, and it's just going to turn into more and more of a slimy mess after a very short period of time. I cuffed up. Oh, as you guys can see, we have a lot of rocks through here that make it very difficult for logging. What I have to be so careful of are many things I have to be careful of, but one thing you probably don't even think about is the fact that I have to be careful so much about with their feet, because it's so easy for a horse to trip and step on themselves or step on their partner. And right now they have flat shoes on. When I have my heavy logging shoes, they do a lot of damage if they step on themselves. So that's one thing you have to really be careful of. When you're going down through here with the trees will hit these rocks and it'll just shove the cart and everything side to side, and that's very difficult and very dangerous also. Cast up. Have you? Oh, my. Ha. 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 Oh, my. Ha. 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 Oh, my. Oh, oh, oh. So this is a maple that's been tapped for many years. So there's not going to be any really good grade lumber in it. So it will actually probably, the whole thing will probably go to a pallet mill, and almost all the wood up here, as you look around, there's a lot of maples through here. But it's just very low quality because of two things. Because back in 1997 we had a major ice storm, and it did a tremendous amount of damage, especially right up here into these maples. So that's one of the big issues. There's so many messed up trees, but also the fact it's been tapped for quite a few years now. And so tapping trees, although it's great so that we can have syrup and whatnot, it does ruin the trees for quality lumber. So we have to take that consideration when we're sugaring, to realize that, you know, you really can't do both. And so that's why these logs are just going to end up being pallet logs. So the way I do this, and I've said this before, and there are actually a lot of horse loggers, not a lot, but there's a few horse loggers out there, even some that do it on YouTube like I do. And I must say I kind of scratch my head sometimes the way they do it so often, because they come in and cut for a day and have all these logs scattered all over the place. And I just don't quite understand why they do that, because to me it seems like so much more difficult to get those logs out. So what I tend to do, and most basically always do, I will come in and I'll just cut one tree down. I might cut two if they're right side by side, but I would just cut the one tree down, and I will get that tree out before I cut another one. So right now I have this tree right here that goes up ways, and I cut it so it will come out this way, but there's still a piece of firewood top up there that I'll have to get out at some point. And I don't want to cut a whole bunch of other trees down and make it difficult to get the rest of that tree out of here. So that's why I like to just do one tree at a time, get it out of here, and then cut the next tree. So the reason why the tree is not any good for good grade lumber is because when you have the tap holes, and you can see them right here. See, this is one tap hole right here that's clearly, you know, that's just from a couple of years ago. the wood will go around it, so there's tap holes all the way down through it. But those tap holes will make brown spots, streaks all the way up through the tree. So it just kills the quality. So that's the way that goes. So I'm just going to snake this one out here. This will, I don't know how long it is. I just cut it off at the Y. And so I'm going to take this down a little ways, and then I'll have to cut another tree. I'll probably cut that little one if I can get it down. And then I will take that, I'll grab the top plus the little one and take it out, because the top I can actually go over there behind. So let's get this out of here. I kept it. Careful. Oh. Behind that tree. I hate to go down with too small of a hitch.
Yeah.
Because a lot of work just going up and down the hill.
Right.
So I can handle big loads going down, and so it just, you can produce more with less energy by doing it that way. Catch that. Okay. Oh. Ahí está. That's all. Eat. Ah. Oh. G, 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 G. Oh. G. Oh. Ha. Step up. Step up. Step up there. Ha. 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 Oh. Ha. Ha a little bit. Ha. 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 Oh. Ha. Oh. Hope. Ahí está, pa. Ha. Oh, catch that. Oh. With the ice that we had last night, the trees are icy, so we have to be very careful with that because the chains will slide right off. A little bit. Oh. Gee, a little bit first. Ha ha. Gee, 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 careful, gee, gee, careful, careful, ha, 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 oh, oh. Catch that. Careful. Oh. Bye. 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 Oh. Oh. Just a little bit. Oh. Huh? Bye. Up here. Bye. Oh. Oh. No. Careful step. Oh. There's a saying among horse loggers that I don't generally say, and that is go light and go often. I don't know, I guess as I get older, I start to know my horses better, and I realize the incredible power that they have. And I think most horses would prefer pulling really hard on a big hitch and then getting a longer rest than just continually going light back and forth, back and forth. As you saw, it took me a while to get this all together as a hitch, but for me, I feel it's wiser because it's quite a steep hill coming up here, and they can handle it because it's all downhill, and it's just, to me, a wiser and better way to go. The problem with this setup is quite often, especially in the wintertime, when you get snow and ice, as you're going down a steep hill like this, so often it's very difficult to keep your chains on your logs when you got multiple hitches like this. And in firewood, you so often have multiple hitches. And so as you're going down through, you'll lose a whole log, and that's very frustrating. But there's some things to do to avoid that, but it still happens. And but that's just what you have to live with and deal with on an everyday basis when you're dealing with situations like this. Okay, I kept up. Oh. Back up here. This particular chain was close to falling off, so I slid it back and I slid it behind this branch right here, this limb, which will help hold that from sliding off. I have said in other videos, I don't like to have my chain too far back, but a lot of times hauling this firewood down hills like this, it pays to have it back to where it connects better. I kept step. Oh. Okay guys, so this is where I'm going to tie them off, and I'm going to have to go back up and cut another tree. I need to get far enough away from any tree that I might be cutting, so in case there's any possible chance of the tree going wrong and coming down and hitting horses, I want to make sure they're far enough away. So as you can see, we're plugging away. I hope you guys are plugging away at whatever you're working at also, and I hope you have a great day. We'll see you next time. I gassed out.